Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes with Cookeville Lifestyle. Today I am joined by Kim Johnson, who was featured in our spring edition, the art edition. She's a painter. She's also an interior designer, sometimes for your people you like. And she owns The Painted House, everybody's favorite one-stop shop for clothing and home decor. So thank you, Kim, for being here and bedding. You do a lot over
Yeah,
there.
we consider it more of like a lifestyle store. So
There you go. Okay, you can promote your business better than I. But thank you for being here. Before we did this edition, I didn't even know that you were a painter.
Yes, actually, I took lessons when I was fairly young. My mom, that was my sport.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what you would call it because that's what I did on the weekends and took classes during the week and actually studied oils for a long time.
Oh, wow. So you professionally studied art.
Kinda. If you can do that at 10, So
Oh, so it was when you were
very
really young, and then
very
did you
young.
take a break and then got back into it?
Yeah, I stopped for a long time, and then when I was in college, picked up watercolors again, and then started doing acrylics, and it's been doing it ever since. So.
And they're beautiful, by the way. I have 2 pieces of hers. I need to find a little bit better. I told Kim that I'm not good with interior design at all, which she is clearly. She's featured in our interior design spread. But she told me she could help me, and I am going to take you up on that because I think that I need to. But they look so good in my house.
Oh, good.
She's a beautiful painter. Go by the Painted House and you could see her work. But let's rewind. Are you from Cookeville originally?
I'm actually originally from Crossville.
Okay, so from the Upper Cumberland area. Did you go to Tech? What made you end up in Cookeville?
I went to Tech. I got a marketing degree, and then my husband and I met each other at Tech. He had already graduated when I met him, but then we ended up moving to Nashville. Got my first job out of college there, and we were there for approximately about 10 years there, and then moved to Franklin, and then moved back after our kids were born. So,
Okay. Yeah. And I hear that you started this out of a van, like you were thrifting and finding stuff to sell. That's how the Painted House initially started?
Well, I had a partner at the time. I had, during the recession, I think it was 2006, we had my whole department lost our positions, and trying to think of, things I wanted to do. What would I do here? Because we had already moved back. I was working from home for a company.
And you were an accountant, right?
I was actually in I was in finance.
Okay.
So I actually worked for a technical help desk, and we did employee computer fixes and things like that. So
you have very different facets to your brain.
Yeah, but I did travel with them, and that's how I kind of got into. I've always loved flea markets and things, even in my early 20s. And when I would travel, we would go I'd go on my lunch break and find all this junk that I loved, and then decided, maybe we can do something with it. So I had a friend of mine, and I started it, and we actually started out of her basement.
Oh, okay.
So we were selling things out of her basement, and
so people would come to the basement?
People would come to the basement, and I was like, we've got to do something. We went to the Nashville flea market when it was like huge, and found a couple pieces that we liked in Merrill Rose sauce from Talk of the Town, and she's like, what are you going to do with those? And we told her, and she's like, well, would you want to come on the show? And we're like, oh, yeah, sure,
You have to say yes.
Sure, and then we get in the car, and I'm like, she's never going to call us, Well, Monday morning she called us, and I'm like, we got to get out of your basement. We've got to do something different. So we found a place and rented it, and that's how it started. So
Wow. Yeah. So at first you were kind of finding things and reselling them or fixing them up?
Yeah, fixing up, painting them, making like centerpieces out of old toolboxes or whatever we could find, and selling them and trying to get people to like what we were doing. So then it was like, we've got to find a place, and our hobby kind of, turned into more of a
business
store.
Yeah.
And at that point, we would stock it up for the weekend, and be open once a month, 3 days, and then close down, and then restock it again the next month. And we did that for a few months, and then my partner at the time said, I don't think I want to do that. And everybody was asking if I would open up more. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe this will be my second career or something else that I could do that I love. So that's how it started.
Wow. And so what year did you officially start it as the painted house we know today?
It was 2011.
Okay.
And so we started in a little bitty house on Spring Street.
Okay.
And then we were there for 3 years. And then it was time to decide what I was going to do. Am I going to buy this building or should I find something else?
Was the business just growing significantly over that time?
It was. And my husband always wanted to own a commercial building. And he's like, I said, if you're in, then I've got to be open, 6 days a week. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So that's when we...
Yeah, that's
when
the
we
problem
bought
with
it.
open up a retail store.
You got to really commit, and it's not, it's 24/7. It's not a 9-to-5 job. So
No,
you really
'cause
have to
you're-
love what you
Yeah.
do, so.
You're having to go to market now. And
Exactly.
how often do you do that?
I go 4 times a year, usually January, February, and July and August.
And do you go to the Atlanta one?
I do.
Okay, so market, for people who don't know, is where she goes. You go to find all the stuff you're going to sell.
Most of my new things. And, I like to integrate. I do still vintage shop all the time. So we'll do that and then integrate it into our new things. And I just buy things I like.
Yeah.
And I have to have the mentality if I like it, if I buy it, it's because I like it and I'll put it in my own house. So if it doesn't sell, you may see it at my house. So
Well, have you seen the new trend? So her spread in our issue is the interior design spread, and her home is so cozy. I would say the kitchen maybe a little more sleek, but cozy elements mixed in. But this room, what is this? The sitting room?
yeah, I call it the bougie room.
The bougie room
Yeah.
is so cozy, and I just could never do this, I don't think. But like I couldn't hang them in the right places for it to look this cute. But that's in now. The sleek is out and modern is out and cozy is in.
It's very a lot of color. Buy things that you love, and you'll find a place for them, and that's what I've always believed. And I've done that for a long time, and so when to me, it's a classic because it's just everywhere we go, we would buy a piece of art, or even just at a thrift store buy something that we like, and I always make it fit. So that room has like floor to ceiling art, whether it be paint by number. It could be, something I've done, or a postcard that I've had framed out that we've been like somewhere to, and it's just a collection of where different
memories.
places we've been.
Oh, I love
And we
that.
listen to records in there, and we have a little bar card, and it's just kind of a fun little hangout area. So
That's amazing. And the painted house is on. It's on. What is the street?
South Low.
South Low, and you can't miss it. When I first moved to Cookeville, I didn't know where to shop, and somebody said, you got to go to the painted house. I think you would love it. And you have everything. You sell home goods, furniture. Like I got a really cute bench from there, and it's in my hallway, and it is perfect. You sell your own artwork there, your own paintings, which I also have, I already mentioned, and I love. And then you also sell clothing, a ton of kids stuff. Like if you need a baby gift, there's a ton of stuffed animals and baby stuff. You sell bedding and clothing.
Yes.
And jewelry.
Jewelry and rugs and
shoes.
And shoes.
So basically everything that you need.
That's what we
for yourself
call it, a
or
lifestyle
others.
store, yeah.
Yes. So I know that that's super time consuming to curate all of that on top of running the business.
It is.
And having, how many kids do you have?
I have two.
Two
boys.
kids. And what are their ages?
19 next month, and then 21. So,
But they have been young while you've had this business
they've
opened.
yeah. And if you've been shopping with us, you've seen them at the shop from the time they were very young.
So did they just like get out of school and come hang at the shop?
They didn't want to, but they did. Yeah, so,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But you have a great, Nicole is your manager, right?
Yes.
So you have a great,
I have a great team.
manager and team that you can lean on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To be there so you don't have to be there every Saturday, or are you there every Saturday?
Not every Saturday now. So
Okay.
finally, where I feel comfortable leaving and not, being there,
Trusting
so, yeah.
others with the business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you also own the little, it used to be where you had all your clothes.
Right. We moved those upstairs, and now that's an event space. It's been an event space for a couple years now.
Oh, I thought it was an Airbnb.
No, it's a event space.
I didn't know that. I need to rent it out for one of my parties.
Yeah. So we rent it out, and we've had graduation parties and wedding parties and all kinds of things.
How many people does it hold?
50 to 75 usually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, that would be a good baby shower
Oh, yeah.
or whatever.
Perfect. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So hot take. That is an event space, people, if you need one, right next to the Painted House.
Mm-hmm.
And the Painted House is a big white 2-story house right on South Low. But I just think the way you curate everything is really impressive. And I know the markets that I see, my friends that go to the market, I'm like, how do you do this so often? I feel like y'all are always at market and it seems exhausting.
It's very exhausting. And, you have to think about what will sell and what won't sell, or you want to, we as business owners actually have friends that own businesses too. So we're very respectful of each other and try not to step on their toes and try to get new things that other people they don't have, just to be respectful of each other. So that's
do you
what
have
we try
to think
do.
of that yourself, or do the people that you're buying the items from have a list of like the zip code list?
Some do zip code protect, and then some don't. So
Okay.
sometimes you don't know if you have.
So you just kind of
purchased
in the
same
back of
thing.
your mind have to think about that.
Right. You do.
Wow.
You do.
And so how do you kind of gauge what people, like the trends and what people are going to buy? Is it just trial and error?
A lot of it is. And then we try to keep up with what's going to come out soon or some new things, just so that we have it available local. Because a lot of people now like to touch it and feel it instead of just buying it online.
Oh, they do.
And the quality, you don't know what the quality is until you get it. And then, if you can touch it, then and you can see how well it's made. So my, I guess what I like to do is make sure that something is well made, and it may be a little bit more expensive, but you're going to hold on to it for a longer time period.
Sure.
So that's the way I see it.
Okay. And so what are, like, do you have a lot of regulars that come in, or is it new people all the time, or?
We have a lot of regulars that come. We have new people all the time. We have a lot of people from Crossville that come, Nashville. We have several
Really?
customers from Nashville.
Wow.
Because they come and they're like, I've seen some of these products other places. You're so reasonable, and so they love it. They love it.
Wow, that's
So,
amazing. And do you sell online too, or no?
we do. We have an online
wow.
site, and you can buy most of everything online except things that we don't ship. Like furniture pieces we don't ship.
Yeah.
But you can actually buy and pick up at the shop. So if you're shopping at home at night and you just you don't have time to go in and shop, but you see something, you can select store pickup online, and just we'll have it ready for you when you come pick it up.
Wow. So that's a whole nother side of the business that gets
Yeah.
difficult and
Yeah,
time consuming.
Very. And then during COVID, that's how we made it,
Oh, really?
So, yeah, a lot of pickups. You'll see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they come around the porch and just pick it up off the porch. So
Oh, wow. So do you have a system in place that when you get new inventory, it automatically updates on your website?
as
Or do
soon
you have
as
to do it?
we do it when we have purchase orders, and when they come in, we receive them in, and it goes online. So
Oh, good. So you're not manually typing all this stuff in.
you do it first, and then when it comes in.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, again, these are the things that people don't think about when they think of a small business.
Yeah. Purchase orders are crazy. If you have 300 items you bought from one vendor, and you have 500 vendors, and then you think about the manual input of putting in descriptions and titles and cost, and just if it's online or if you're going to sell it on Facebook, you have all those options you have to do on one product. It is very time consuming.
So do you put it on your website and then filter it through Facebook and Instagram?
Yep.
Because you can shop through Facebook or
You can-
Instagram too, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can. So, yeah.
I know how all that works. And all I sell is one magazine a quarter on those things. So
so-
it's, to me, even, I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's a lot. It's a lot. That's just one vendor, if you can imagine. And that's just one aspect of the whole business. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And how many people do you have working with you now?
Now we have 5. I have to think about it, because we just lost a crew of girls. Usually I have like a crew that stays with me for a little while, and
When
then
they're in college or
when
something?
they're in college and they're off. Yeah, so we have a new crew. So
You
there's
gotta
5.
rehire.
Yeah.
Well, I love the Painted House, and your spread in this edition is one of my favorites. It's so
you.
pretty. Your house is gorgeous, and thank you for letting us feature you and highlight all your talent. And can people hire you to do interior design, or is it kind of like I don't really have the time?
We do have a contract that we have you sign, and then we'll come out and do a consultation, and you can decide from that point on if you want to have us come help you. We do try to do things from the store. Just contact us. We have
Yeah.
and you can
If you
look at
like
it.
the
So,
stuff that's in the painted house, you probably would want her to design your house. I need her in my life, so I might be doing that. But anyway, Kim, thank you so much for
thanks
coming on.
me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.